Oh, hello.
Oh, nice day, isn't it?
What is so rare as a day in May? Is this your land?
It is.
Forgive me. You caught me trespassing.
Forgive us trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us.
There are those who exonerate debtors, but I prefer those who forgive trespassers. Now, I do pay my debts, but I have a weakness for trespassing. And I enjoy the hissing sibilance of praying Methodists. But, with your forgiveness, I am in your debt. Have you lost something? Can I help you find it?
I'm hunting morels.
Mushrooms?
Yeah, but so far they've eluded me.
Are they difficult to find?
They seem to grow on the outside of the woods.
In the heart of darkness?
Yeah, but I like the woods this time of year.
The woods are lovely, dark and deep.
But I have promises to keep.
Something like that. But a lot of my promises have been broken.
Dark and deep.
Only metaphorically.
The guy in the farm across the way, he found the woods kind of dark and deep. He went to let his cows out and had a hay rope across his arm. And when the cows came home,
Wagging their tails behind them.
cows don't wag their tails. Sheep don't either. Everybody bobs their tails. If you want a wagging tail, you gotta get a dog.
I've thought about getting a dog. It's a companion for my walks, but I work really, really long hours and it would be a shame to leave him alone for extended periods of time. But I'm sorry, your neighboring farmer?
He hung himself from a tree.
Oh, no, I didn't hear about that.
It happened when I was a kid, long time ago. People say he stood on a tree stump and launched himself into oblivion.
Ugh, that would be an awful way to go.
It would be quick.
Actually, no. If you're hung from a gallows, that falls mercifully to break your neck. Now, if you step off a stump, the rope is slowly going to strangle you. It would be a terrible way to die.
Now, I heard that when a guy gets hung, he gets an erection.
Sexual asphyxiation was probably not what your farmer had in mind.
No, he had bouts of depression. He was in and out of a psychiatric hospital.
Great.
Mike,
I have a place down in the valley. I'm a physician in the emergency room hospital in town.
I'm a high school English teacher. Those who do.
Come doctors?
And those who can't, teach.
Bullshit. Physicians fly by the seat of their pants just like everybody else. I built a place over in the turnip seed property.
An old Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm place. They had a nice little duck pond next to it, didn't they?
Yeah, I built a new one. The old one had stood vacant for far too long. It had been vandalized. There were critters living in there. It needed insulation, rewiring. The bathroom and the kitchen were primitive at best. It was just easier to build something that I like. I'm up on a bit of a rise now with balconies and a view.
I know the place. Nice house.
Well, thanks. And that duck pond? Algae made a pea soup slime. Hardly classic reflecting pool. I was advised to drain it.
Yeah, dams are no longer in fashion.
Environmentally unsound.
Do you know Bowen's Mills?
I can't say that I do.
Yeah, I was on the way to town from here. It had a water grist mill for the farmers to grind their corn and flours for their cattle. The dam's gone now, and the mill. There used to be a dam in town too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a little lake. People used to fish and boat during the summer. It was a little place to walk across it too. I miss it.
Time marches on. Progress is inexorable.
Yeah.
Is that your place over across the road?
No, that's where the farmer lived.
The one who hung himself.
Yeah, no, my place is up there, the little white house.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, it's on the 100.
The 100.
Yeah, when my great-grandfather had the original place, and then my father bought another 100 acres, so that's made it 180 acres. And the 100 acres is what I bought.
Oh, investment.
Yeah, financial and emotional.
Really?
Yeah, but there was a depreciation in the emotional value.
Really?
Yeah, my siblings were pissed off when I bought it, and my parents were mad because my brothers were angry.
Why did it piss them off?
Because they thought I had gotten a special deal.
And did you?
No, I paid the exact same amount that the other guy did. My brothers were just way too shiftless. They couldn't afford the payments on their part-time jobs, and they were too irresponsible to keep up the payments anyway.
Ah, sibling rivalries.
No, not really. I think I was the pick of the litter.
Is that your place to the west? I'm sorry.
Yeah. The 100 that I bought, we thought about putting we put a summer place on it, but my wife hated it. Now I just go there by myself to write.
Oh, what do you write?
Well, nothing that pays the rent.
Quoth the raven nevermore.
You sound like an English teacher.
I was an English major as an undergrad. Hardly a good choice for somebody who wanted to get into medical school.
So you went to medical school as an afterthought.
A concession to my father, who is also a physician. Needless to say, I didn't get into a first-year medical school and did not graduate at the top of my class. And subsequently, I'm not working at the Mayo Clinic, but in the emergency room of a small-town hospital.
Well, it could be worse. You could have went to an in-state school and gotten a certificate to teach English to high school kids.
I can think of worse jobs.
Well, at least you get to walk in the woods.
I take the time for my mental health.
Teachers take mental health days.
No, it was a part of a wellness program.
Kind of. We call in sick.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Yeah, the little house used to sit on the edge of the property. You couldn't find the outhouse or the log barn anymore. You need to be an archaeologist. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to sneak into the woods and find out where the garbage place was. People still threw their garbage there, and I'd find these little glass jars and I'd throw them against rocks just to hear the clinking of the breaking glass. You know, it was almost erotic.
The popping of a cherry. I am an MD, not a shrink. I won't go there.
Yeah, and then my grandfather would get pissed off and he'd say, well, what happens when the cows cut their hooves? Then what are you gonna do?
And what would you do?
And I'd promise him I wouldn't do it anymore. And then I'd break my promise and continue to break glass.
Is breaking glass still your guilty pleasure?
No, I pretty much recycle.
So, maybe I can help you look for mushrooms.
Sure.
Describe what I'm looking for.
Morels.
Okay, how am I going to know that I'm not picking poisonous toadstool?
They don't look like anything else. They have a hollow top and they're tan early in the season and they get brown later on. They are like 3 to 5 inches tall to like 1 inch. But if you find them, make sure you look around some more because they always grow in colonies.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen one before.
Yeah, I come from a family of mushroomers. My mother used to cut them in half and dredge them in flour and cook them in butter. They were delicious.
I like portobello mushrooms sauteed in butter on top of a steak.
Yeah, you'd like morels. They taste like store-bought mushrooms, except they have kind of a woodsy, composty type flavor.
Rotting vegetation.
I think aging soft cheese.
I can do that. If we find some, maybe you'll cook them for me.
Sure. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to not take a bag out with me. I figured it would jinx my my search.
Why wouldn't you bring a bag?
I was a cynical kid, I guess.
Nah, you were a poet. Negative capability. Like Keats.
I'd never heard of Keats back then.
You were Rousseau's noble savage.
Yeah. When I was a kid, my parents used to, or my mom used to see us roughhousing and she'd say, "Get out of there, you crazy Indians." You know, Indians used to live in this area. And the farmer, the guy that hung himself, he used to find these arrowheads, well, projectile points, and he used to keep them in a map drawer. So according to his wife, people offered him lots of money to sell them, but he never would. I found one once by the rattlesnake dens.
Rattlesnakes?
People said that rattlesnakes used to live on the 100 where I have now, but they've been extinct for years. People caught them and cut off their rattles for the money. Yeah, when I was in about 5th grade, we used to go in the woods and we'd pretend that we were Indians, and I'd make my brothers my braves, and I, of course, would be the chief. Yeah, I guess it runs in the family. My mother told me a story about her brothers. They used to live in a valley, and they'd look up and they'd see my uncle and my cousin running through the woods naked. My brothers and I used to play Indian. We never played that way. But I'm a runner, just not naked.
Yeah, I never got into running. I'm more of a sedentary person. I really didn't start walking until I took the job in town.
Well, I didn't start running until my early 30s, after I already had my kids. Yeah, I used to tell people that I ran so I wouldn't get any crazier than I already was. You know, the lonely, contemplative aspects of running.
Yes, the loneliness of the long-distance runner.
Yeah, running made me feel really strong. I used to run like 10, 12 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd bring my wife and kids up here back when my parents still had the house. And I'd plan these trips where I would run places that I remembered as a kid. Yeah, I used to have these dreams where I'd run long distances and never ever get tired. I could just run and run and run. And then I'd realize I needed to be somewhere, or I was late for something.
Again, I am not going to put on my white coat and analyze your dreams. When my wife and I, we traveled to England, I discovered this system of historic walking trails. The owner of the bed and breakfast where we stayed, he said that any historic walking path was protected. So if you wander across a farmer's field or up somebody's driveway and it's a historic path, it's protected and open to the public.
Wow, can you imagine how pissed off the libertarians in this country would be?
Right? But I like the idea of them.
Yeah, the logging trail that you walked up, that's kind of like a walking path.
The logging trail?
Yeah, it was put there, my family used to do logging, and they'd sell timbers, and we used to bring the timber up on there to the road. I have the place in a land management to save on taxes now, but in a few years I'll be able to sell some timber.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever read Thomas Hardy?
Sure, Tess, Return of the Native Braves, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, I like to reread them. And what I like about the novels is that adventure seems to always happen on walking trails. Lovers meet, enemies confront each other, all far from the madding crowd. I like the possibilities.
Well, today you found a guy looking for mushrooms. My wife left me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I lost my wife, my kids, my house, my job.
That's rough.
It's tough.
And so now, you stop shaving.
Why bother?
You and haircuts.
What's the point?
I would bet you swear more.
Fuck yeah. But usually only when I'm alone.
And you've doubled your running distance.
Yeah, I like to run until I'm exhausted so I can fall asleep. At least for a little while anyway.
It'll get better.
I don't know.
Trust me, it will.
Yeah, the summer getaway that we bought, now it's gonna be my full-time home. I've never stayed there during the winter. But I did bring my cross-country skis. Yeah, the school cut a deal with me. I'd be able to use the rest of the year with the sick days and vacation days I had. And I talked to the dean at the community college in town here, and in the fall I'll be able to start there as an adjunct.
If your place gets too cold up on the 100, you're more than welcome to stay with me.
I don't want to impose.
I wouldn't be in a position at all. I got the place to myself. You know, Thoreau, he advised his readers to simplify, simplify, simplify. One finds their life much simpler without wife and children, but hollower as well. Emptiness becomes a way of living.
You too?
I take walks to keep the peace in my mind. Physician, heal thyself.
Do you find any adventures on your walking trails?
Yeah, sometimes. Today I've been a mushroom hunter.
Who hasn't found any mushroom?
My wife, she lives in Chicago and she's got custody of the kids. I get to see them on their Christmas break and for the summers.
Yeah, well, my wife, my soon-to-be ex-wife, I hope she lets my kids stay with me for at least a little while. You know, I'd like them to get to know the outdoors, kind of like the way I did when I was a kid. You know, it's good for the kids to get to know the outdoors.
Absolutely. My kids love playing in the creek. My son, he likes to catch panfish.
So how many kids you got?
A boy and a girl. Ian is 8 and Brianna is almost 6. How about you?
I got 2.
The ideal number, huh?
Yeah, they're about the same age as yours.
So maybe we could arrange to have them visit at the same time. They could play together and maybe they'd even become friends.
I'd like that. It was really fucking stupid.
Really?
It didn't mean a goddamn thing. I mean, we were just having fun. It didn't mean anything. I mean, I thought I'd get a little bit of that forbidden fruit before I died.
Mine was such a cliche.
A nurse?
Oh yeah. Working long hours at the hospital, sitting around in the lounge, drinking stale coffee, talking about our spouses and how they didn't understand us. I convinced myself that she was my soulmate, and she was young. God, she was young. I felt young too, but younger than I had in a long time.
Yeah.
If my infidelity was made into a movie, it would be as cliche as Death and Taxes.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, tomorrow, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day.
Yeah.
Hey, I think I found one.
What?
What? A mushroom, a morel, is it?
It is. And it's a nice one, too.
Should I pick it?
Yeah, but wait, just not yet. Let's look at it a little bit. And smell it. And remember what I said.
No morels?
Yeah, if you find one, there's always going to be more.